Hello dear friends, this is the lesson 6 of Certified Ethical Hacker or CEH course. We will describe in this video about network security technologies. In many networks, we have many softwares or hardwares that they responsible for defending that network against cybercrime, against cyber attacks, and categorized in many types. First, firewalls. First item, what's the firewall? The firewall is the hardware or software system, maybe computer-based firewall, for example, maybe Windows-based, Linux-based, and any other one. This is the software or hardware that placed in the way of the packet, so that by checking its various data, such as information of packets for layer 2, for example MAC address, layer 3 IP address, layer 4 TCP and UDP, and even up to layer 7 IDS application. It can determine whether or not the data is allowed or not allowed to pass based on its predefined policies. If the data is not allowed to pass, the firewall will block it and drop the packet. Well, in each network, maybe we have one firewall or more than one. For example, in this picture, you can see we have two firewalls. This is the internet, this is our local area network or LAN, and this is the hardware firewall, and this is the software firewall. Maybe one packet enters from the internet to our network, and based on rules, predefined rules on firewall, maybe the packet that can access to our router or to our any other systems or servers in this part, and maybe not allowed to pass through the second firewall for accessing our local area network. This item that may be access or maybe not access to our data is defines in some rules that or some policies that will configure in that firewall. The firewall may be hardware or software. If the firewall software may be Windows-based or Linux-based firewalls. This is the image from the Windows firewall. Let me check on my visualized testing environment. In my testing environment, I did run two systems, Windows 8 in my visualized environment in the VMware workstation, and the second one is Server 2019. The Windows 8 network setting configuration, when you get the setting item from the right click on that machine and going to network adapter, is NAT, is on the NAT, configured as NAT. Okay, so the second one must be same. Right click setting, and I select that NAT as well. I know this machine's network address is configured automatically on the network in the network interface card. So let me check, that's okay. And what about the IP address? IP address is this 119.129. And let me I say these items that you can practice in the lesson. Well, change adapter settings and set the IP address automatically as well. This is the manual now. We'll wait to getting IP address. Well, okay. And what about the IP address of this system is 119.130. Let me check the ping ping 192.168.119.130, the IP address of our server. We can ping, let me check its firewall, control panel, systems and security, and Windows Defender firewall. I can see that the firewall is on because it's shown as green. The firewall, when you enter the Windows firewall, you have two parts or two categories. The first category is for a private network, and the second item is for public or guest network, means any data entered from the outside of your network, from the public, for example, from the internet. And this item, any configuration of on this item or on this network will affect on data that comes from inter of your local area networks, not outside that, from the inside of LAN. And another important item for configuring Windows Firewall is turn Windows Defender Firewall on or off. When you turn off the firewall, you will deactivate your defending system against any attack or any cyber attack or any cyber crime that may come from the outside of the network into your system. So I recommend you don't need and you should not turn off completely the firewall. Maybe you have a question, what about if we want keep the firewall on, and beside that we can ping? Okay, I will go you the solution, and it is not any need for turning off. So I will cancel and keep turning on the firewall. Another item is here is advanced settings. Advanced settings, when you enter to this part, to this advanced settings, you can see two very important items. In each firewall, remember, in each firewall you have you can select conditions and rules and policies into in two phases, in two places. One is inbound rules. Inbound rules means your conditions, your solutions, your conditions, your rules and your policies will be affected on each packet when entering from the outside of your network into inside of your network. For example, if I have the internet connection, if I want to set any rule and any policies that affect the packets entered from the internet into my computer, because it is incoming to my computer, I should configure it in inbound rules. But if I need put some conditions and some policies that affect on any packet that is in, now it is in my computer or it is in my network and will going to outside from the inside of my network, going to outside of my network, for example going to the internet, I can or I will configure it in or as outbound rules. Well, for example, inbound rules, I think this is I want to delete this one, so let me ping check. We cannot ping, well, because it was some rule that allows the ping from this computer. Let me Control C, CLS ping again, and continuing ping, and I want configure, for example, a rule, right click on inbound rules, because I want to configure the rule for inbounding ICMP or ping packet from outside my computer into my system. So need to configure the new rule on inbound. New rule, well, This is not the firewall configuration training video. I just want to see you how the firewall works. Really, definitely, I will produce another complete course for configuring firewall, or maybe short videos. I will put on my YouTube channel for training how we can configure, for example, Windows firewalls fastly or quickly, and how we configure Linux firewalls quickly. Okay, but just I want show you in this video the firewall, how the firewall works. So again, start again, inbound rule, right click, new rule. I want to open up or allow ping packets or ICMP packets, because the ICMP is under because the ping command is under the ICMP protocol, and so I want to allow to this computer with IP address of 129 can be ping my computer, my server computer. Okay, I select the custom or customize, and then select the protocol and ports. Then in protocol type, I can select ICMP version 4. This is the internet control packet for internet control management protocol, or for ICMP, that's the ping command works under this protocol. I select ICMP version 4, and if I want, I can set the customized many packets, because the ICMP has various types of packets. Not important. Next, you can see two items: which local IP addresses does this rule apply to, and which remote IP address. Because this Windows 8 is in my local IP address, is in my local network. Well, both of them are in the same network. I should select this and configure the IP address of source packet is here. But if maybe another computer from the outside, for example from the internet, maybe want to try to send ping packets to us, I could configure at this window. Well, I can allow any IP address can be sent ping to my address, to my computer, or a specific IP address. What was the IP address? 192.168.119.129. Well, add 192.168.119.129. Well, this is the address, and allow connection, allow the connection if it is secure, or block the connection. I want to select allow the connection. And in which network this rule or this policy affects: on my domain network, on my private, or on my public network, all of them. And set a name, allow ICMP, for example 1, finish. Well, okay, going to that, and oh, we cannot ping yet. Why? Let me troubleshoot and check the rule. This is my rule. Right click and get properties. This is okay. Allow the connection, programs, this is not important. Protocols, ICMP version 4 is okay. Customize is not setting any customized item. Scope is okay. Oh, this was mistake for specify subnet mask. The IP address with this subnet mask. The subnet mask is very, very important. And okay, and going to that, and the ping is okay. That's all. The firewall works like this. You can see how firewalls can be work for controlling packets. It may be any packet, maybe web traffic packets such as HTTP or HTTPS, maybe ping packet, for example, ICMP, many types of ICMP protocol packets, or any other items. You can control all of that by firewall. This is Windows firewall. You did see it is very simple, and if you understand this simple configuration, definitely you can configure very professional firewalls in futures. Well, let me go to slide and continue. But what's this? This is the Linux firewall known as IP tables. IP tables, it is very powerful and very nice and very good firewall that works properly. And but its difference from the Windows firewall is the IP tables is command based, and you should enter the command. For example, in this firewall you can see accepted, for example, in the first line, accept any protocol TCP from any source, from any IP address to any destination that equals port number 2443, that it is HTTPS. Another item or another part description about the firewall is hardware firewalls. Firewalls may be hardware, like these ones. For example, this is the Cisco firewall, this is the Juniper, this is the Fortinet or FortiGate firewalls, and so on. The hardware firewalls contain some physical ports. You can connect one from one port to the outside, for example, to the internet, and the other ports, and get another connection from the another ports into your local network. And with such this operation, the firewall plays through the packet, and the packet pass through the firewall, or packet pass inside the firewall. And when the packet wants to pass inside that, the policies and the solutions will be applied on the packet to control which packet allow or which packet must be deny or not allow. Another security technology in networks is intrusion detection systems, or IDS. IDS is the device or is the software that it's just sensor that it is just identify the packets through the network, is going through the network. When you have the IDS in your network, before adding any hardware or software that will generate any important packets, for example, if you want to add wireless router into your network, before connecting that wireless router into your network, you should identify that, you should introduce that its IP address, its MAC address, and any other item needs into your IDS in networks, that it is identifiable by IDS, and IDS don't need to be sending alarm or any other information about that it is that this device is illegal, and work that device properly. What about the IDS softwares? The most important IDS software, I listed some of them here. It's my favorite. It's my favorite IDS software is Snort. Snort is very powerful software-based IDS. It is Linux-based, and you can configure that easily and work properly for you and you can run it on the on simple on weak computer without any problem. I recommend you to consider the Snort website for knowing more about that. And other items and other software ideas I can say you is Manage Engine, is ESET Protect, is Security Onion, the specific distribution of the Linux that contains many security items, for example IDS, for example SOC or SIM, and many other security technologies. The other item for network security technologies is intrusion prevention systems, IPS. IDS and IPS. IDS just detect intrusion detection. It just acts as intrusion detection and detect any trying for intrusion into systems. But IPS is after that detect, it will protect or it will prevent from the intrusion making or happening in network. For example, if we have the IPS and the illegal user or hacker maybe want to send some packet, some malicious packet to our network, for example sending more and more large packet for ping that flood the packet by DOS attack. If we have the IPS will after detection that interface that it is under hacker's attack, IPS will disconnect that interface or that session, for example, for 30 seconds. By this operation, that attack is break down. Well, this is the IPS operation. IPS may be software or hardware. For example, Cisco Secure Firewall, Trend Micro. These are two famous and powerful IPS systems. Okay, let me compare between the IDS and IPS quickly. IDS just monitor and alert, but IPS monitor, alert, and prevention action. IDS, any IDS or any IPS divided in two various types: network intrusion detection systems or NIDS, or host intrusion detection systems or HIDS. Network intrusion prevention systems or host intrusion prevention system, NIPS or HIPS. Well, so when we say HIDS means host-based IDS, commonly and usually the software installed on the computer and acts like IDS on the host of the network, on the computers on the network. So this compares HIDS on host and NIDS in network. IPS between firewall and rest of the network. Places between firewall and rest of the network, but HIDS is on the host and NIDS is on the network. Is in the network. Sorry. IDS only warns of suspicious activity, but IPS warns of suspicious activity and prevents it. IDS false positive just affects on monitoring, but IPS false positive stops legitimate traffics. But what is the false positive? False positive is when the sensor, the IDS sensor, for example, identifies healthy traffic as malicious traffic and takes action against this traffic according to the type of action determined. For instance, if one of the denial measures is set for that signature, our healthy traffic will be blocked and it will not be allowed to pass, or in cases where measures for logging into the system have been considered causing logs to be generated and there are warnings, and it will be unnecessary to disturb the system administrator while checking the logs and warnings. The another security technologies are sandbox and antivirus. Antivirus and sandbox. Antivirus, many of the people known antivirus, some softwares for detecting malicious or abnormal activities or malicious activities in each file or in each packet in the network, and the sandbox is near that. What's the sandbox? The sandbox is a system that detects malicious behavior before it is implemented on the system. For example, if we run a file containing malware on our system and our system has a sandbox, in this case, the sandbox allocates a protected and isolated part of the system memory to this file. Then it runs the program in this isolated memory to observe and check its behavior. If the result of the check shows that there is a malicious behavior, the file execution will be stopped, and otherwise the file access will be open to all system memory and it can be executed on our system without any problem. The most two of most important sandbox is in sandbox application is Windows Sandbox and Shade. And going to the another item in security technologies, which it is Security Operations Center or SOC. The main system, it's the large circle that contains many parts, for example, log collection, log correlation or aggregation, SIM, ticketing, knowledge base, and many items. It's the system that gathering logs from all of the system parts, from all the hardware, from all software, and analyze that and making the dashboard from analyzed data for knowing and detecting any malicious, any abnormal activities, and for example generating alarm, generating for example packets, sending SMS, sending emails to the administrator for know and defending against attacks or against malicious activities in the network. It is very huge and very large knowledge, and it is separate, and its own separated category for blue team for defending. I will introduce and I will produce another separated most complete course for SOC. And just this, I hope this lesson was successful, was useful for you, and you did enjoy about that. Let's go to the another video. Have a nice time.